Your salary feels useless today. It is not because you are lazy. It is not because you are unlucky. It feels useless because one number is eating your buying power. That number is inflation. Inflation means prices rise over time. When prices rise, your money buys less. Your salary can look the same on the screen, but your real-life costs can climb. That gap creates constant stress. You can work harder and still feel stuck. You can take extra shifts and still feel behind. You can even get a raise and still feel pressure. This is not a mindset problem. This is a math problem. Your bank app shows nominal income. Nominal is the number printed on the screen. Real income is what that number can buy. Real income is what you feel every day. Real income decides comfort or panic. In this video, you will see simple math. It will be clear and practical. It will be realistic and direct. It will explain why the problem feels invisible. It will show how to respond. Start with a clean example. Imagine you earn $2,000 per month. That seems stable and predictable, but stable numbers can hide unstable reality. Purchasing power is the real scoreboard. Assume inflation is 10% per year. Many people think 10% sounds manageable, but what matters is repetition over time. Repetition creates compounding. Compounding is the silent force. After 1 year of 10% inflation, your 2,000 has the power of 2,000 divided by 1.10. That equals about 1818 of real power. You lost 182 in buying power. That loss is a hidden pay cut. Nobody sends you a notice for that pay cut. Your employer does not announce it. Your bank app does not highlight it, but your grocery receipt shows it clearly. Your rent and fuel show it too. Now go 1 more year. Inflation stacks on top of last year's higher prices. Real power becomes 2,000 divided by 1.21. That is about 1653 of real power. The squeeze grows without warning. So after 2 years, you are effectively earning 347 less per month. You did not become weaker, your money became weaker. That is why the same salary feels smaller. This is where people get confused. They see the same paycheck number, they assume nothing changed, then they feel guilt when life feels harder. The guilt is misplaced. Now test a raise. Imagine you get a 5% raise. Your salary becomes $2,100 per month. You feel relief for a short moment, then the pressure returns. Because inflation is still 10%, real power is 2,100 divided by 1.10. That equals about 1909 of real power. The raise did not beat inflation, it only reduced the damage. Here is the rule. If your raise is lower than inflation, you are still losing. You are losing more slowly, but you are still losing. The label says raise, but the math says cut. That is why it feels pointless. Now bring taxes into the picture. You do not live on gross income, you live on take-home income. Inflation attacks what you spend, not what you brag about. Take-home is the true input. Next comes the fixed bill problem. Fixed bills do not care about prices rising. Rent is due every month. Car payments are due every month. Debt payments are due every month. Fixed bills lock your choices. When choices shrink, stress rises. When stress rises, planning gets weaker. When planning gets weaker, impulse spending grows. Impulse spending creates new debt. New debt creates more fixed bills. Let us measure the lock with a simple list. Rent is $700. Car is $300. Phone and internet is $80. Subscriptions are $40. Insurance is $100. That is $1,220 fixed. This is before food and transport. This is before emergencies and repairs. This is before savings and investing. Your paycheck is already assigned. If take home is $2,000, fixed ratio is 12 divided by 2,000. That is 61%. More than half your income is locked. Locked income feels like no income. Now imagine inflation pushes rent and food up. Your fixed ratio climbs even higher. Your margin disappears. Margin is the space where safety lives. Without margin, every surprise hurts. When you have no margin, a small repair becomes a crisis. A small medical bill becomes panic. A missed bill becomes a fee. A fee becomes more debt. That is how the loop grows. Now add the second hidden number. That number is interest. Interest is like inflation inside your wallet. It charges you for being tight on cash. It stacks monthly, not yearly. It punishes delay. Imagine you carry $5,000 on a credit card. The APR is 24%. Monthly interest is about 5,000 times 0.24 divided by 12. That is about $100. That 100 buys nothing useful. So inflation weakens your buying power. Interest drains your cash flow. Fixed bills compress your options. Stress pushes you into mistakes. The combination makes salary feel useless. Now notice the real enemy. It is the gap between income growth and price growth. If prices rise faster than income, you lose. If income rises faster than prices, you win. The gap decides your reality. For example, income grows 6% and inflation is 10%. That is a negative gap of 4%. A negative gap compounds year after year. Small gaps become big pain over time. That is why it feels relentless. This is not personal, it is mechanical. It is how systems behave. Prices can adjust quickly. Wages often adjust slowly. Bills do not pause to wait for you. So what do? You do not need more motivation. You need a plan that respects math. You need steps that reduce pressure first. Pressure reduction is the first victory. Rule 1 is awareness. Stop trusting the nominal paycheck number. Think in purchasing power instead. If inflation is 10%, treat your salary like it is 10% smaller. This stops fake confidence. Rule 2 is attack fixed bills first. Fixed bills decide freedom. Freedom creates calm. Calm creates consistency. Consistency creates progress. Progress creates options. Pick one fixed bill this week, cancel one subscription you do not use, negotiate one service plan, downgrade one upgrade you do not need, make one decision now. Rule 3 is build a buffer. A buffer turns emergencies into problems. Problems are manageable. Even $300 changes behavior. Even $500 changes choices. Choices shape outcomes. Without a buffer, you borrow. Borrowing creates interest. Interest becomes another fixed bill. Another fixed bill raises your fixed ratio. A higher ratio raises stress. Stress restarts the loop. Rule 4 is protect raises. When income increases, do not upgrade lifestyle first. Upgrade stability first. Automate savings immediately. Pay down high interest immediately. Keep a small reward to stay consistent. Lifestyle creep is invisible. It feels like normal living, but it becomes a chain. Chains reduce options. Options are everything during inflation years. Protect options before comfort. Now define progress correctly. Progress is not only a bigger paycheck. Progress is a lower fixed ratio. Progress is more free cash each month. Free cash is oxygen. Oxygen is control. Your goal is to create oxygen. Oxygen means fewer monthly payments. Oxygen means lower interest leakage. Oxygen means a buffer that absorbs shocks. Oxygen means calm decisions. Calm decisions build wealth. Do one simple calculation today. Write your take-home income. List all fixed bills. Divide fixed bills by take-home. That ratio is your stress score. It tells you where to focus. If your ratio is above 60%, your salary will feel useless, not because you are failing, but because your margin is too thin. Thin margin creates panic. Panic creates mistakes. Start small and win fast. Free $50 per month, then free another $50 next month. Stack small wins like bricks. Bricks build stability. Stability builds confidence. Every $50 you free is like a mini raise. It is immediate and real. It reduces pressure today. It increases options tomorrow. It reduces the need for debt. When you free cash flow, your brain relaxes. When your brain relaxes, you plan better. When you plan better, you spend with purpose. Purpose spending reduces waste. Reduced waste accelerates progress. Now you can see why salary felt useless. It was not only the amount, it was purchasing power shrinking. It was fixed bills growing. It was interest leaking cash. It was stress rewriting behavior. So the solution is not only earning more. The solution is protecting what you earn. Protecting means tracking inflation. Protecting means lowering fixed bills. Protecting means building a buffer. Protecting also means killing interest. Interest is a leak that never stops. Kill the leak and you free cash. Free cash reduces panic. Less panic improves decisions. If you increase income, do it wisely. Do not let lifestyle absorb it. Assign new money before you feel it. Split it into buffer, debt payoff, and long-term. Keep it automatic. A buffer comes first for safety. Debt payoff comes next for relief. Long-term investing comes after stability. This order prevents panic. Panic is the enemy of consistency. Consistency is the engine of wealth. Wealth is not only money, wealth is calm and options. Options come from margin. Margin comes from free cash. Free cash comes from lower fixed bills. Free cash also comes from lower interest. Free cash also comes from smarter spending. Smarter spending comes from calm. Calm comes from margin. Now you have a clear path. Track the hidden pay cut called inflation. Track your fixed ratio like a health score. Track interest like a leak that must be sealed. Track free cash as oxygen. Oxygen is the target. Oxygen gives you control. Control gives you peace. Peace gives you progress. Progress restores confidence. As you build oxygen, your salary feels stronger, not because prices stop rising overnight, but because you adapt faster than the system. Adaptation restores control. Control restores peace. Peace restores progress. Stay with the math and stay with the plan. Reduce fixed bills step by step. Build buffer step by step. Cut interest leakage step by step. Let small wins stack into stability. Track your purchasing power monthly. Compare income growth to price growth. Keep fixed costs under control. Keep debt interest from leaking cash. Protect your margin like a shield. When inflation is high, flexibility matters more. Avoid adding new monthly payments. Keep your budget simple and realistic. Focus on cash flow first, not perfection. Small moves done consistently win. Use the fixed ratio as your stress gauge. If it rises, cut something early. If it falls, keep the momentum. If it stays flat, find one more leak. Make the numbers work for you. Treat raises as a tool, not a reward. Save first, then spend. Pay down high interest before upgrades. Build your buffer before lifestyle changes. Keep the plan automatic. Your salary is not useless by nature. It becomes useless when the gap grows. The gap grows when prices rise faster than income. You cannot control all prices, but you can control your margin. Margin is the space between income and fixed bills. Margin is what lets you breathe. Margin protects you from surprises. Margin lowers stress decisions. Margin makes progress possible. Build margin and you build control. Build control and you build calm. Build calm and you build consistency. Build consistency and you build results. That is how you win in any economy.